Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. We've got a new day, which of course means a new NBA player prop video to share with you guys. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. I have 4 NBA player props to go ahead and share with you guys in today's Tuesday NBA slate. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Good to be back here and feeling good. I want to go ahead and apologize for the last couple of weeks. I know this is the first video I've done since Friday. We are finally getting back to normal here, coming back from my vacation and then also being sick for the last, feels like forever. Finally feeling good. I don't feel sick as much anymore. So we are back on our regularly scheduled programming. I appreciate your patience over the last couple of weeks. I know I've missed a lot of videos over the last weeks being sick and whatnot. So just wanted to go ahead and take a second and say thank you to everybody for your patience and continued support, despite the fact that I literally would go 1 day with a video and then 2 days without one. We should have no more interruptions moving forward. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into our Tuesday NBA player props. All right, guys, wasting no time, jumping right into the outlier screen. Our first player prop in today's video comes from the Raptors Nets game, 7:30 p.m. tip-off. We got Michael Porter Jr. of the Brooklyn Nets over 28.5 points plus rebounds, which I am grabbing for -118. Best odds available to me over on FanDuel. As always, guys, make sure to shop around for the best sportsbook odds available to you. And don't worry if you missed any plays. The final plays, all of our final picks for today's video will be posted down below in the pinned comment as well as in the description. So at first glance, as you can see here, one of the big reasons why I like this player prop, Michael Porter Jr. has been cashing this line pretty consistently over the last week or so. 5 consecutive games, he's cashed this over, averaging 36 points plus rebounds per game over the last 5 games. And honestly, when you see a guy with the kind of volume that Michael Porter Jr. has had over the last 5 games, it's hard not to go ahead and keep betting on him until you see something change. Over the last 5 games, he's averaging about 31.5 minutes per game, which isn't that crazy. What's crazy, like I said, is the volume of work he's putting in those 31 minutes on average. Okay, he's averaging over the last 5 games nearly 19, almost 20 shot attempts per game over the last 5 games. And this isn't that surprising. This is not a very good Nets team, not very deep, not very talented. Cam Thomas, who is usually the go-to chucker on this team, he's out. So it just gives the green light for Michael Porter Jr. to take as many shots as he wants. Who else would do it? Is it going to be the rookie Igor Demon? Not likely. Terrence Mann? Noah Clowney, Nick Claxton. You get the point. Michael Porter Jr., an NBA champion, comes to Brooklyn. He has the green light to take as many shots. He could take 45 shots like Cade Cunningham did last night. I'm pretty sure the Nets coaches would not be upset. Almost 20 shots per game over the last 5 games, including nearly 10 threes per game. Now, he's not shooting them at a great rate in some of these, although he actually, the last few games, 50% here, 5 for 10, 4 for 9 last time out versus the Knicks. So really not too bad, okay? High volume. Also, the rebounds, he's averaging 16.8 rebound chances per game. Now, that has quieted down over the last couple of games, but a lot of opportunities for rebounds here for Michael Porter Jr., along with all the shots he's been taking. Even if you go ahead and expand the data to the entire season, dude, it's still pretty solid. 67% hit rate in 9 games this year, averaging 30.89 points plus rebounds per game this season. From a head-to-head standpoint, not very good numbers. Of course, these are last year's numbers when he was a member of the Denver Nuggets. So very different circumstances, different situation. I do like this spot a lot here for Michael Porter Jr. If we head on over to the dashboard over on GuyBostonSports.com, look at the defensive matchup here. Michael Porter Jr. again lines up more as a small forward versus small forwards last 7 games. In terms of defense versus position, the Raptors 15th in points to small forwards, 26th in rebounds. So it's not an insanely good matchup, but it is still a solid matchup overall, one that I definitely like for Michael Porter Jr. Again, even if they are defensively sound, given that volume, as long as he shoots, 40%, 35% from the floor, we should have a cash in our hands here. So I do like this player prop as the first pick in today's video. Next up, our second player prop in today's video comes from the Celtics-Sixers game, 8 p.m. tip-off tonight. We're going Kelly Oubre Jr. of the Philadelphia 76ers over 19.5 points plus rebounds, which I am grabbing for -105 over on DraftKings. Again, very good value here on this player prop. We look at the last 5 game data. Again, very strong numbers here for Kelly Oubre Jr. He's cashed in 4 of his last 5. He actually cashed in 4 consecutive going into their November 9th matchup with the Pistons. Pretty good numbers. Again, 80% over the last 5 games. He's averaging 23.2 points plus rebounds per game over the last 5 games. We scroll down to, again, to see the usage rate here. He's averaging about 35 minutes per game, taking nearly 15 shots per game on average, including nearly 7 threes per game, 8.2 rebound chances per game. So the moral of the story being, again, another instance where you have a guy, pretty high volume of workload here, playing a lot of minutes, taking a lot of shots, and the matchup for him honestly isn't a bad one. Again, going back to the dashboard over on Guy Boston Sports, Kelly Oubre Jr., who does in the era of position as basketball, no one really is what they are or what it's listed as, but he is listed as a small forward. The Celtics' last 7 games versus small forwards, 22nd in points allowed, 20th in rebounds. So it does seem to be a pretty good matchup spot here. If we do expand the data to the entire 2025 season, he's played 10 games for the Sixers this year. He's cashed in 8 of 10. I actually mentioned he cashed in 4 straight. He actually cashed it in 8 consecutive games going into that Pistons matchup, averaging 23.9 points plus rebounds per game this season. So as long as he hits his average, we're good to go. And also, another thing to note here, this is his 3rd matchup with the Celtics already this season. It's crazy this is the 3rd time these guys are playing, and we're only like 2.5, 3 weeks into the season. The Celtics and Sixers just decided, let's get these head-to-head games out of the way early and get them over with. In the head-to-head so far this year, they played twice. The first game, the season opener, he had 10 points and 4 rebounds, did not cash the line. However, the last time they played on Halloween, about 12 days ago, he had 17 points and 9 rebounds and cashed the over. Both games, 1-point games. This was a 1-point win for the Celtics. The first game was a 1-point win for the Sixers. If you expand the head-to-head data going back to last year, 4 of his last 6 matchups, including, to narrow it down even further, 4 of his last 5 matchups with the Celtics, he's cashed the over, averaging 22.5 points plus rebounds per game across the last 6 matchups with Boston. Again, as long as he hits his averages, we should have a cash in our hands. It seems to be a decent defensive matchup. We look at small forwards versus Celtics. You see twice in one weekend, Franz Wagner had some pretty solid performances. Now, obviously, Franz Wagner, a much better player than Kelly Oubre Jr. That being said, you do see a lot of green small forwards, whether the line be lower or higher, have had some success against Boston of late. So I do like this matchup spot for Kelly Oubre Jr. A lot of head-to-head experience with the Celtics definitely helps in this spot. All right, guys, our 3rd pick in today's video comes from the Warriors-Thunder game. 8 p.m. tip-off here, and this might shock some people. I typically don't like to fade Steph Curry, one of the best players in NBA history, but I'm fading him here. Steph Curry under 27.5 points plus assists, which I am grabbing for -106, best odds available to me over on DraftKings. So very good value on this player prop. Now we look at just the last 5 game data. Not bad. Now it should be noted he hasn't played since November 4th. It's been 1 week since we last saw him versus the Suns. He did cash the over in that game. He has been hurt for the last week. Now I say injured. He actually wasn't really injured. He was on the injury report, but he's been sick. So he was out with an illness. He's 100% not on the injury report. He's back today. That being said, though, he's been out of it for a week. He's been sick. Your first game back after being sick against the Thunder. And that's the big thing here. Not only has he missed a week from an illness, his first game back from said illness is taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC. Not exactly the best return spot, even for someone like Steph Curry. And again, 3 of his last 5 games, cashed the under. He's averaging 26.8 points plus assists per game over the last 5 games. If you expand the data to the entire season thus far, he's played 8 games for the Warriors. He's cashed the under in 4 games. He's cashed the over in 4 games, so 50-50. He's averaging 31 points plus assists per game this season. Looking at the head-to-head data, obviously we don't have any current season numbers to go off of, just last year's data. They played twice last year, or Curry at least played the Thunder twice last year. On November 10th of last season, around literally almost a year ago to the date, he had 36 points and 7 assists in a massive performance against the Thunder. The more recent time they played on January 29th of last season, 21 points and 4 assists. So even from a head-to-head standpoint, you got 50-50 here. Really, it's coming back from the illness. And also, if we go to the dashboard here on Guy Boston Sports, again, go ahead and check this out, guys. It's a really great tool that we created. Actually, I shouldn't say we. Ev, the founder and creator of Guy Boston Sports himself, created this tool. By the way, guys, if you use promo code TASOS, that's TASOS, if you go over to GuyBostonSports.com, use promo code TASOS, you get your first month of the All Sports dashboard, which means you get access to the NBA and the NFL dashboard for just $4.99. The regular price is $10.99. After the first month, obviously, your price will increase to $10.99 per month. But I'm telling you guys, it's definitely worth it. It's a great sports betting tool to have by your side. I'm only kind of focusing on the defense versus position, but there's so much more. If I zoom out here, there's so many more numbers to go ahead and look at for the dashboard. Again, GuyBostonSports.com. The link will be in the description down below. Use promo code TASOS. That is my name, Tasos. And you get your first month of the All Sports dashboard. That means NFL and NBA dashboard access for 1 month for just $4.99. Check it out. Try it for yourself. I'm telling you guys, it's going to make you a smarter sports bettor, ultimately a better sports bettor. But OKC last 7 games versus point guards. We zoom in here. You see 4th best defense in terms of points allowed to point guard, 3rd best defense in terms of assists allowed to point guards. And honestly, you know, different tools have different numbers. I also love Outlier, which we also offer a 7-day free trial to this sports betting tool down below in the description as well. They're also a proud sponsor of Guy Boston Sports. We have some different numbers here and there, but the one thing that we are consistent on, both of us, is that the point guard numbers are really, really good. OKC, and this is the entire season. We're looking at the last 7 game data. Outlier takes the entire season data. OKC versus point guards, best defense in terms of points allowed per game, 3rd best defense in terms of assists allowed per game. So whatever way you shake it, it's a very good matchup here for OKC to slow down Steph Curry in this spot. Again, fading players like Curry, not usually a thing I like to do often, but in this case, I think coming back from illness and whatnot, I think the under is a good spot for him. All right, guys, our 4th and final pick in today's video comes from the Pacers-Jazz game. But before we break this one down, we're about to hit the 11-minute mark in today's video. So if you are still watching at this point, please comment 11 down below. As always, guys, we appreciate those who watch through each and every single video here on the channel. It really does mean a ton to us. So comment 11 down below if you are still watching, if you're still riding with me at this point in the video. Our 4th and final player prop of today's slate is Aaron Nesmith of the Pacers over 21.5 points plus rebounds, which I am grabbing for -114 over on FanDuel. Best odds available to me. Again, starting with the last 5 data, he's cashed it in 4 consecutive games coming into this matchup with the Utah Jazz. Obviously, this is a Pacers team that has a lot of injuries right now. They've needed the guys to step up. Nesmith, the last several games, has been stepping up for Indiana. 24.6 points plus rebounds per game over the last 5 games. You stretch the data out the entire season view. He had a bit of a slower start, and again, the last several games has really gotten it going. Overall, a 56% percent hit rate on the season, averaging 20.56 points plus rebounds per game this season. Looking down below here, the volume. So we'll go to the last 5 games because obviously that's when he's kind of gotten going here. You know, he's playing about just shy of 31 minutes per game, taking on average 14.6 shots, so just shy of 15 shots per game. You know, almost 8 rebound chances per game, so a decent amount of volume there. The big thing here is taking about 8 threes per game. And even back to his Celtics days, Nesmith has always been known as a pretty lethal 3-point shooter. So him taking that many threes is a pretty good thing to see. Obviously, very high volume. He's taking 8 threes per game. He gets hot and goes 4 for 8. Well, there's already 12 points right there. And then he does anything else. Obviously, the line's only 21.5. It's a pretty low line. Excuse me. It's looking slow for the Utah Jazz. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, pretty good spot here for Aaron Nesmith. Now, from a head-to-head perspective, you know, last year they played twice. He didn't cash either of the 2 games. Different circumstances. You had Halliburton. You had the full healthy team. Right now, no. You look at the injury report for the Pacers. Okay, obviously we know Halliburton's out for the year. They don't have Matthew right now. McConnell, who is questionable, who hasn't played yet this year. I don't think this will be his debut. Obi Toppin's out. The injuries just keep piling up here for this Pacers squad. And again, somebody's got to step up here. It can't all be Siakam. And I think Nesmith has a pretty good spot. We go back to the dashboard here over on Guy Boston Sports. We scroll down to this Pacers-Jazz game. And you do see Nesmith, who lines up. He's traditionally more of a small forward, but they've been using him in the shooting guard role this year. Utah versus shooting guards, last 7 games, 26th in points allowed. Now, rebounding-wise, 11th, so they are pretty good. Don't give up too many rebounds to the shooting guard position. That being said, look at the 3-point numbers. The worst defense in the NBA over the last 7 games in terms of 3-pointers to the shooting guard. Now, Andrew Nembhard also has a very good matchup spot here. You see all the green on the point guard matchup, but I really do like, and all this Joyce Walker. Like, a couple guys have some decent matches, but I trust Nesmith a little bit more than Nembhard, a little bit more than Walker in this spot. And again, the fact this team gives up a lot of threes to the guard positions, Nesmith being the 3-point marksman that he is, should be a good spot for him to go ahead. Again, 21.5 points plus rebounds, not that high of a line. He's done it in 4 straight games. I don't see why he can't go ahead and do it again in this one. So I like this as the 4th and final player prop in today's video. And guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. We'll be back tomorrow with another NBA player prop video. But until then, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your Tuesday. Let's go ahead and make some money.